Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, 4-year-old Manchester boy swept out to sea off North Carolina coast. Authorities have suspended their search for a 4-year-old boy from Manchester who they said was swept out to sea while walking with his mother on a North Carolina beach. U.S. Coast Guard officials told media outlets the boy and his mother were walking along the shore in Kitty Hawk Wednesday afternoon when a wave hit the boy and carried him out into the ocean. Officials said the mother ultimately lost sight of her son as he went further from the shore. ABC affiliate 13 News now reports the family was visiting the Outer Banks on vacation. A surfer told reporters that the water was rougher than normal that day. A helicopter crew from Air Station Elizabeth City and Coast Guard boats from the Oregon Inlet Station together combined 130 square miles before suspending the search at 8:30 p.m. Wednesday. On Thursday, Kitty Hawk police announced that search efforts were being transitioned into recovery efforts. Kitty Hawk police said Thursday afternoon that members of the public have offered to help search for the boy, but weather conditions at the shore are hampering recovery efforts. Search crews found the boy's hat about 2 miles north from where the water swept him away. The boy has not been publicly identified. One Kitty Hawk resident said she was terrified by the news of the boy being swept out to sea. Residents said the coastline can be deceiving. Some gathered on the beach Thursday to put together a small memorial. Boston firefighter accused of sexual assault at firehouse. Boston firefighter David Sanchez is on leave after being accused of sexually assaulting a woman at the Jamaican Plain firehouse. Shanes, 37, was arraigned on April 18th in West Roxbury Court on charges of assault and battery and indecent assault and battery. The district attorney's office said. A police report indicates that the victim told officers Shanes tried to kiss her, pulled her pants down, exposed himself, and pushed her into a couch. The victim told police that she refused his advice. She was able to free herself from the situation and leaving the room. Shanes was released on personal recognition pending court hearing scheduled for June 13th. Police update: massive manhunt for deputy's suspected killer. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
And loaded, Steve. That's what they're telling me. People in these parts are not taking any chances with an armed cop killer still on the loose. Now, this was the scene in one neighborhood just a little while ago. Dozens of tactical team members converging on that Bear Mountain Road we showed you earlier, but it's about 5 miles from the downtown. We're told between 175 and 200 law enforcement officers are working this case. They're following one lead after another, and this is just one of several searches for John Williams. Now, after a short while, those TAC teams packed up and pulled out of the neighborhood. We caught up with a former police officer who lives here. His property was searched. He says his doors are locked and his assault rifle is loaded. He told me if he hadn't recognized me coming up his driveway, he would have answered the door with his rifle on his shoulder.
I'm not frightened, I'm just serious.
Yeah.
I take my life serious, and there's a nut running around. And he's a proven murderer. Well, not a proven murderer yet. He's still allegedly a murderer, but is there any doubt?
And that is the sentiment from so many people that we have been talking to. That is what they're saying tonight. I wanted to show you a cherry picker in the downtown Norwich Walk with an American flag flying as a tribute to the fallen officer. So that is the scene at the moment in downtown Norwich Walk. Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we will keep you updated as more news comes into our newsroom on this massive search for the suspect. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here is a look at that U.S. stock market for you right now. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your NASDAQ closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. CNBC IQ 100 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the red and went down. Oil closed in the green and went up. US 10-year closed in the red and went down. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the red and went down. Dow surges more than 200 points. Facebook and AMD jump after crushing earnings. Stocks rose sharply on Thursday, helped by strong quarterly results from some of the biggest U.S. companies. Bill Cosby found guilty on all charges. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
The internet can slow down and...
You guys don't have Fios?
No.
There's 100% fiber optic network with ridiculous speeds. You could have like 100 devices online at once.
Interested? Talk later.
Bye, boys. Don't even think about going online.
Whoa, I can't work like this.
The 100% fiber optic network means more speed for more devices at once. So get a Fios Triple Play with a 2-year agreement and choose a free Samsung Chromebook 3 or credit towards other Samsung tech.
This is an ABC News special report. The Bill Cosby verdict. Now reporting, David Muir.
Good afternoon, I'm David Muir. We're coming on the air at this hour because there is breaking news in Bill Cosby's sexual assault retrial. There has been a verdict. The comedian, now 80, has been found guilty on all counts. He'd been accused of drugging and assaulting a woman at his Philadelphia home. Again, guilty, all counts. Moments ago, that panel of 7 men and 5 women, after deliberating for 14 hours, came back with the verdict. They come back with 3 questions in the last 24 hours, but no questions today. I want to bring in our legal analyst, Sonny Hostin, who's watching this with me. Guilty on all 3 counts. This is a significant development. He faces prison time, significant prison time.
He really does. I mean, I think the issue here was always one of consent. Whether or not Andrea Constant consented to sexual relationships with Bill Cosby. And I think, you know, what was the game changer here was the other women allowed to testify. And so the prosecution here then was able to prove this was a pattern for Bill Cosby. He drugged women. He then assaulted women without their consent, because clearly you can't consent if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And so that, I think, was the difference in this case as opposed to the former trial where we know that the jury deadlocked on whether or not to convict Bill Cosby.
So for those of our viewers who are just joining us now, you're watching live coverage. Bill Cosby's retrial. He's just been found guilty on all counts. He'd been charged with 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. We do know that this conviction could put him in prison for up to 10 years on each count. Our team inside the courtroom reporting that there was no reaction from Bill Cosby. He looked straight ahead as this verdict was delivered, though there were audible gasps in the courtroom. Andrea Constant nodding her head when she heard the verdict. As we know, this is the second time that she has faced Bill Cosby down in court. And Sonny, as you pointed out,
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. If you want to watch that full report, we will share the link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. Good night, everyone. Bye.